Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Isabella.
And I'm Patrick. We're so glad you're here with us today. We've got a great topic lined up, something a lot of us can relate to. We're talking about learning a new language.
That's right. Learning a new language is such an exciting journey. I think it's something that can open up a whole new world, don't you think, Patrick?
Absolutely. I mean, there are so many reasons why people start learning languages. Maybe it's for travel, for connecting with family or friends, or even for job opportunities. So let's put this question out to you, our listeners. Why do you want to learn a new language? What's your motivation?
For me, it's always been about being able to talk to more people when I travel. Really connect on a deeper level. It's so satisfying when you can walk into a cafe in a new country and order coffee in the local language. You feel a little less like a tourist and a bit more like you belong. How about you, Patrick?
Well, for me, it started with work, actually. I thought it would be useful to know Spanish for my job, but then I started loving it for more personal reasons, like enjoying movies in their original language, and, I don't know, just feeling like I understood more of the culture,
Yes, exactly. And hey, it's definitely a journey, right? Learning a language has its ups and downs. It can be really rewarding, but also, well, it can be tough.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But those little aha moments when you suddenly get something you didn't before, those are priceless. So today, we want to share some of those moments with you, as well as tips that can help you stay motivated, especially during the challenging parts.
We'll be diving into things like setting goals, getting comfortable with speaking, and even some fun ways to practice every day. Whether you're just starting out or you've been at it for a while, we'll have something for everyone.
And we'll also share a few stories from our own language learning journeys. Maybe some of them will sound familiar to you, like forgetting basic words or accidentally saying something completely wrong.
So stick around because we've got plenty of ideas, a few laughs, and hopefully some motivation to keep you going.
And of course, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know why you are learning a new language. You can drop a comment or even share your favorite language learning method.
Yeah, tell us about your goals, and maybe we can give you a shout out in a future episode.
All right, let's dive in. Grab a cup of coffee or tea, settle in, and let's get started on this language learning adventure together.
So, let's jump into the first tip for learning a new language. Setting goals and building a routine. Patrick, I think setting small, realistic goals is the best way to make steady progress. I like to remind myself, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's all about consistency.
Exactly. I completely agree. It's so easy to get overwhelmed when you think about everything you need to learn. That's why I started setting small goals, like, okay, I'm going to learn 5 new words today. It doesn't sound like much, but step by step, you start to see improvement.
Totally. And, for me, I always aim to spend about 10 minutes a day just listening to the language. It doesn't seem like much, but it's about building a habit. The key is to be consistent, even if it's just a few minutes each day.
Right, it's like setting little milestones that keep you motivated. And when you reach each one, it's a great confidence boost. By setting a comfortable pace, you're more likely to stick with it and avoid burnout.
Exactly. And for anyone listening, think about setting goals that work for you. Something that's achievable. I always say step by step because every bit counts.
All right, let's talk about something that trips up a lot of people: speaking and listening. I get it, speaking is often the hardest part, but it's also where the magic happens. Once you get over that initial fear, it becomes so rewarding.
Yeah, definitely. I remember being so nervous at first, but then I realized that practice makes perfect. Now, I even talk to myself in Spanish when I'm around the house. Sounds silly, but it's actually really helpful.
Oh, I do the same thing. I repeat phrases I've heard or just practice common phrases out loud. It's a great way to build fluency and confidence without any pressure. And let's face it, when you're learning, you've got to fake it till you make it, right?
Absolutely. You have to get comfortable being a bit uncomfortable, stepping out of your comfort zone, even if you're just practicing with yourself or a language partner. The important thing is that you're speaking.
And for listening, I try to watch shows in the language with subtitles. It's a great way to pick up new vocabulary and hear the language in a natural setting. It really pulls you out of your comfort zone and makes you listen in a different way.
So true. And for anyone out there, even if you're just repeating phrases in the mirror, that's still valuable practice. It all counts towards building that confidence. All right, last but definitely not least, let's talk about tools and resources. There are so many ways to make language learning more enjoyable. I personally love language apps like Duolingo, but I also watch movies with subtitles in the language I'm learning.
Yes, same here. I think tools are fantastic because they give you structure, especially if you're a beginner. And the more the merrier when it comes to resources. Try different things and see what works for you.
Totally. I remember a song I learned in French that helped me pick up a lot of vocabulary. I still sing it to this day. I think music really helps things stick in your memory. It's like you learn it by heart without even realizing it.
That's a great point. Music, movies, podcasts, they're all immersive ways to learn without it feeling like studying. Plus, you're absorbing the language in a way that's closer to real life. It's a different approach from traditional learning, but it works wonders.
Yes, and if you want to go a step further, you can even change your phone settings to the language you're learning. Every little bit counts toward building that knowledge.
So try out different methods, apps, music, movies, and find what keeps you interested. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all. It's about what keeps you motivated and moving forward.
All right, let's wrap up today's episode with a quick summary of what we covered. We talked about the importance of setting small goals and making language learning part of your routine, even if it's just for a few minutes each day.
Yes, and remember, speaking and listening are key parts of the journey. We mentioned that even if it feels awkward at first, practicing out loud, talking to yourself, or repeating phrases can really help you build fluency and confidence.
Exactly. And don't forget to mix things up with different resources, apps, music, movies, and even changing your phone's language setting. All of these things make language learning more natural and enjoyable.
Before we go, here are a couple of final tips. If you're feeling brave, try speaking with a friend or even record yourself. You'll be able to listen back and notice how you're improving over time. It's all about patience and consistency, so don't rush the process.
Such good advice, Patrick. Remember, everyone's language journey is unique, and the key is to keep going, no matter how small each step might feel. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become.
That's right. And hey, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment with your favorite language learning tip or share a story about why you're learning a new language.
Yes, please do. It's always inspiring to hear different perspectives. Thanks so much for joining us today. Until next time, happy learning.
Take care, everyone. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.